Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week we are making Tsoureki, which is a Greek braided Easter bread topped with some dyed hard-boiled eggs. Now, like all breads, we will of course need a dough, and for this bread we want to make a spice dough. So to 450 grams of white bread flour, you want to add in 1 teaspoon of ground allspice, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of caraway seeds, and then stir to combine. Next, you want to add 20 grams of fresh or 12 grams of dried yeast to 175 ml of warm water and let it bloom. Whilst waiting for that, you want to cream together 50 grams of soft butter and 40 grams of white sugar, just like making a cake. Then you want to add in 2 whole eggs and beat to combine. Now, it may still be a little bit lumpy, and that is fine. You can add it to the warm milk and yeast and then just give it a good mix together until it is nice and even. Then add the liquids to the flour mix to form a dough and then tip it out onto a floured worktop. Then knead it until it is smooth, soft and elastic, then shape into a ball, place back into the oiled bowl and let rise until doubled in size. Now whilst the bread rises, hard boil 3 to 4 eggs for 10 minutes and then remove from the water and let dry. Now optionally, crack one by letting it roll off of your rack. And now to make the dye, you want to mix half a teaspoon of red food colouring with 30 ml of white wine vinegar and 10 ml of water, and carefully roll each egg in the dye and once again let dry on the rack. Once the eggs are coated to your liking, it might take a few coats. Lighter eggs will obviously dye a lot better. You can optionally give it a coat in oil. This will protect the bread from the dye rubbing off, but I had a hard time getting the oil to actually stick to the eggs. Now once the dough has risen again, knock it back as always, then knead for 3 to 4 minutes. This helps develop the gluten. It will make the bread nice and strong and hold the shape a lot better. Then shape into a ball once more, place back into your oiled bowl and let rise once more for around an hour until doubled in size. This time it should hold the ball shape a lot better and not spread out. Then of course, once risen, just like before, knock it back again. This time you want to divide the dough into 3 even amounts. This does not have to be 100% exact, but has to at least be close. And then roll each dough into a long strand around 50 centimeters long. Join them together at the top, and now for the fun part, the braid. Now I tried following a picture guide for this, but got totally lost and had to call in the aid of Charlotte, who made it look a lot easier. Once the dough has been braided, add in your prepared dyed eggs. Now, you want to add these roughly a even distance apart. I managed to get 4 onto my loaf. And then you want to push them into the dough, and then cover the bread and let it rise once again for a further hour until doubled in size. Now after the rise, you may notice the eggs have ejected from the dough slightly. Just simply push them back down. And towards the end of the rising process, you want to preheat your oven to 190 Celsius or 375 Fahrenheit and make a glaze for your bread using 5 ml of water, 5 ml of honey and 1 egg yolk. Now personally I was fresh out of honey, although thinking of it I've got a Danish honey stash somewhere, but I used 5 grams of sugar instead, and this might have been a mistake as it gave the bread a very dark finish and it looks burnt. Now once the oven has heated, bake the bread for 20 to 25 minutes, or a little bit longer depending on the thickness of your bread, until the bread is golden on top and it sounds hollow when tapped. And then let cool before cutting. And now for the slice and taste test. This bread is a very similar taste to hot cross buns without the dried fruit, and of course the eggs, well, they're just hard boiled eggs. It's just what they are. But this bread is great, it looks amazing, and it will make a great centre bread for the Easter table. But anyway, that wraps up this week's video. As always, if you like what you saw, let me know down below with a like and a comment. If you're indeed new here, feel free to subscribe for free weekly cooking content. and I will see you all again next week. Thanks for watching.